Some women will tend to lose guard after giving birth. I'm raising a child. Even if you are wearing boo-boo, you see ladies wearing overflowing gowns and they look prettier than someone wearing skimpy. You know who your husband is, who your spouse is. You know what they like. If your husband wants you to be sexy, I mean sexy, wear sexy.
How did you feel the first time your first child went to school?
Oh, emotional. Cry, baby. 3 people went to drop him in school. 2 of my sisters and myself. Like 3 people took him to school, and it was really an emotion because my husband is this free person. He allowed me choose the kind of school. Right. So I've gone there, do my research and everything. Like, okay, it's a good one. And so the first day, like buying the school bag, the lunch bag, everything, all those. So like dropping him in school was really emotional. Like, oh, my little baby starting, was it pre something? I can't remember. Yeah, he was so little. Like, I think about 3 plus. Yeah, is it preschool or there? I can't even remember. Yeah. But it was an emotional moment, and I was just checking the time. Like, it was almost time. Like, I remember Jamila's got to school, like, to pick him up. It was, and I think it wasn't even for the first child alone. It's always for every child when they are starting school, it's all like, because you still see them as that little baby, and how would they cope dropping them off. When we came to Canada, the first daycare, my son, I was biased. I wanted a Nigerian daycare. I'm sorry, that was being biased. Like, okay, but maybe someone I think, I was looking at the picture of his sister, like I'm dropping off my kid with my sister. So that's why I was kind of biased. Like, okay, someone like this mind was
something you're comfortable with.
Yeah. So that was why, one of the reasons why I chose the daycare. It was more like, I just had this thing at the back of my mind. I was dropping him with my sister, like. But it's always this emotional for every of the child starting school.
For me, most times, when my kids started, is it school? I even call it. They start daycare at 4 months because I have to go back to work. My maternity leave then was just 3 months, even because some weeks before delivery, I would have started my maternity leave. So I have just about 3 months or thereabouts. So by the 3rd month, they started daycare. And of course, that was very, very scary for me. Like, how would this child cope? Would they know the needs? How would they know when they want to eat? How would they know when he has poop? It was so much how will they? But I got a daycare that was in my workplace. At that time, my workplace was really doing a mother-friendly, a baby-friendly initiative for nursing, breastfeeding mothers and all that. So there was a daycare just a stone throw from in my same compound, right? So during break times, I'll just go pop in, check on him. And then after I did that for like a week, I felt comfortable. So yeah, the first time was very scary. But even in stages, when that child now left daycare, where he was they usually stay for about a year or thereabout, when they're about 2.5 years, they go to maybe a proper school, because their school starts at 2.5, 3. Before 3, you want to put your child in school. So they start writing and reading back in Nigeria. And that was another scary moment, because it's like the child is now pushed into the outside world. I just feel like I'm throwing my child into the hands of people I don't know. And so it's actually very challenging and scary, but I think most of us, we know everybody was going to survive. So as long as the child, first day they are crying, they don't want to leave you, they don't know everybody's a stranger and all. Within a week, they settle down. And then you are more comfortable, like, I'm relaxed. Now, after some time, even when they're at home and I'm on holidays or on vacation, I'm looking for a daycare to go drop them so that I can have my me alone time, right?
There's this thing, it's like a pidgin English parlance that you would hear back in Nigeria. I would say, especially mothers that have lots of kids, will say, these children will not kill me. So my question is, have there been moments where you were overwhelmed with motherhood and the demands of it, that you probably didn't say the children will not kill me, or were like, oh my God, can they just go somewhere for like 1 day so that I can have my peace?
For the past years, like for the older ones, let me say, I never, like I told you, like I wish I can I've been longing for that mommy and child moment, like this small family thing. I never experienced that right from day go of marriage. I had people
extended family.
I had help. There was time I had to help, like, so I've never had that. So if I feel I come back from work and I know my child is sorted, I'd even add his afternoon bath. My staff was experimenting with it. We were even bathing him in the afternoon, change his clothing. So there was never a time for me to feel that tired, overwhelmed, and I was because you don't even have enough time. I go to bed sometimes some days before my child is even ready to go to bed, because mommy's tired. There are people, they are still aunties. At times I say, oh, this baby is sleeping beside you today. You're not coming to our room tonight. That was kind of experience I had. But coming to Canada, it was just me, myself, and the older ones. So some days are like that. But I'm just so thankful to my husband. He was really hands-on since we came here. Back home, it wasn't that hands-on because we had people anyway. But here he took up those, like, so days when I'm not 100% available, I feel tired, then it takes up. So it has just been that kind of, and the older ones were a bit grown, like we had some gaps between them, so they too were filling the gap.
So motherhood and as a working mom, you work, you go to school, you attend to the kids, you attend to their needs. It can get overwhelming.
Yeah.
How do you handle that stress? Do you have things to use to decompress so that you can say, okay, this is what I run to when I'm stressed like that? Or you don't even get stressed? You're like,
no, I'm not a superwoman. Actually, before I came to Canada, I'm just saying that's my experience. I can be indoor. I can be in my room 2 hours if I don't want to step out. My children are well taken care of. I know that. So it wasn't, motherhood for me for my first two wasn't challenging at all. That's why I said when we came here, it was a bit like that. And it was not, his own training was a bit like he doesn't want to eat. And then I had this gap. I was done with changing diapers. I was done with, and I started all over again. So that was and now leaving your comfort zone where you had people like I practically sit down, someone packs my plate except I wish to carry. They're now coming here where I have to start sweeping, now nursing a child that is not even understanding. He wants to do things his own way because he doesn't want to eat. You want to change his diaper, he's all around the house running. The space was little too. At times when children have their playing space, like maybe that's one of the things that helped with the older one. In the evening, they're outside riding their bicycle. Like here, it was just within the apartment. So that was kind of, so it was a bit overwhelming, like I said, and my husband stepped in, like when we walked hand in hand, and the boy is 4 years now.
Yeah, kudos to supportive husbands, right? Because they make life easier. And that's why we're talking about motherhood. For me, I also had a very supportive husband, but my own experience, I didn't have help. In the beginning, there was a time in between when, the first 5-7 years of marriage, I eventually had house helps sometime at the point in time. But in the beginning, I didn't have house help. It was just me, my husband, my child. And when they were 2, it was still me, my husband, the 2 of them. And it could be very tasking. It was mind blowing. Right now, I can't remember how I was decompressing because I was just living per day. I was just living for the moment because I remember going to work with my child because my husband worked somewhere else. So I drive myself to work, taking my kid along with me to daycare. When they were 2, I'll take both of them, one to school, the other going to daycare. So the challenging part of it was going to work and coming back home. I had my kid or any of the child, when it was breastfeeding, I'll have to pack along the way, because the child is crying. Even after I had breastfed, maybe just I get to the daycare, I just finished. We're going home. Do you want to take something? No, the child is so distracted, not taking anything. And then on my way home, and I wasn't a bottle feeding mother. I never really used bottles, even though I went through I want to use the mother care thing, but they never accepted bottles. So it was either breastfeeding or you feed with spoon from a plate. So there were times, moments upon moments, practically every day where I had to always pack midway into our journey back home or to work to breastfeed. And then there were many times, this should have been really illegal and criminal, but I had no help. I had no support. I was practically having the baby on my lap and driving home. Well, it was in Nigeria, so please don't come after me. So it was not acceptable, but it was, I got away with it many times because I was packed breastfeeding this child. Okay, let's move on. This child doesn't want to leave me. You put on the car seat, he's yelling and crying, or she not cooperative.
Right.
I ended up having to carry this child, breastfeeding and driving home. I learned to be like a James Bond when I'm driving. My driving, I was so expert. So it was something I was multitasking. So that was so challenging for me. And then I get home, the first thing, okay, you want to change diaper, bathe the child. At the time, I had to stop bathing the child. One of the things I had to do at the time when it was becoming too overwhelming, because remember, it's Nigeria. So the one that goes to kindergarten is coming home with the homework. They will tell you to trace number 1s and number 2s. And you have to do that homework before the child goes back to school the next day. And where we are also living in a place where power supply was poor. So you are home by 6 p.m. It's so dark. There's no power. You have to turn on the generator. My husband is not yet back from work. And I'll have to go to the back to turn on the generating set to make sure that power comes back on. And then I'm remembering, okay, now it's time to cook dinner. Then my husband comes in. I'm like, please take over. I'm done. And then I'm hoping to go back to bed. Now it's time to put the baby to bed. It was lots. So I was just living a day at a time. And now while my kid was my second daughter, she was calmer, so it helped to an extent. So I didn't have too hyperactive, to pursue. So my first son was good, but he was active. But my daughter was calmer. Just sit down somewhere and she's good. She doesn't fuss so much and all that. So that's also made things a little bit easy for me. And maybe that's why we didn't have a house help. Now looking back, I was scared of so many stories of having a living help, paid help, some things they do to children. That scared me. And I was living far away from family. Right. My family were not living in the same city. So I couldn't have people come around me that much. And then when my daughter was about 5 months, I took him for my third. So I was crazy. I was like, what? No, I don't want to do this again. that's another story for another day, because I went through all the motions of no, it's not now and all that. And then, but one thing my parents told me, don't worry. Once you have this, when you're going to have this child come over to where we are staying, they were staying in another city, take your mat leave, come to your mat leave with us. I'm going to take care of you, your kids. I'm like, the third one, the two, da 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 da. And then I had to travel. My husband supported me. I went over to Abuja where they lived, and I was there for 4 months throughout my mat leave. So I got help. Yeah. And my mom ensured that as I was going back to my base, I was going back with a house help. Yeah. I didn't go back home without. That was when I started. I made sure that I had a house help. And then life became easy. I had a fantastic house help. She practically took charge of my daughter, because my daughter was just a little above 1 at the time. So she took over my daughter. She was the one, she helped me with potty training. Yeah. In fact, I was not waking up because I was scared of that moment, because she was at a point where she was going to get potty trained. Right. My house help, she was sleeping in my house help with, and she was fantastic. So at that point, life became easier. Things got better. Yeah. And when she left, another one came. Yeah. So for a space of about 3 years, I had house helps. I had some living helps that helped me in the house. Yeah. And then when the second house help left, I think we got a hang of it. Right. But it's still a lot. Mothers, you are doing great. Yeah. We are the real MVPs.
So my own reality is interesting, because even as a single girl, I had a house help. Well,
you guys lived the good life.
At some point, we didn't. She wasn't. I didn't see her as that anymore, because the circumstances how we met. I'll probably tell the story another day. So she lived with me up until I got married. And when I got married, she was like,
your handbag.
Carry on. She's the one I was making that story about. So we were really close and friendly. So when I had my daughter, she was there. So she was there to support, to do all necessary things, potty training and all that. And then after she left, because she stayed with me. When she came, she couldn't read or write. So I taught her how to read and write, and then took her through a sewing, how to learn how to sew. So at the time I had my first child, she was already sewing. So she had a sewing machine in front of the house where she would sew and show her wares off, and then take care of my child as well. So I had that. And then at some point I was like, okay, I have to give you freedom.
You have to go.
You have to go and set up your own life. And about that time we moved away from downtown, and I got another house help. Fantastic. So I never really had all the horror stories that people had with house help. I got fantastic ones. I still even talk to my house help up till now.
Yeah, me too.
One is out of the university, the other one is training to be a nurse. So yeah. If you ever see this, I'm greeting you. Thank you for all the times and everything. So that was my own reality. I didn't have to go through all that. But I know that there are women that are going through stress inside motherhood and whatever. So I don't know how to advise you. But even now that my kids are grown, I still get stressed from work, from whatever. So the one way I decompress is I like bubble baths. I would buy all the scented soaps, scented candles. When I feel that I'm really stressed out, I will run a big bath. Put all the candles
and do like pamper yourself.
Just
self-care.
I'm done. And I would probably have, not probably, I definitely would have my phone, and I will sit inside our bathtub and watch it. That's how I chill. So okay, ladies, I'm going to list out the things that a lot of people don't know about motherhood. Motherhood can affect mental health. We've had cases of women that had postpartum depression after delivery, and then the grind of as a mother, as a worker, as a wife, and everything can really bear on you as a woman, and also can cause mental stress to you. And also, you would agree with me that we are all different body wise, because after pregnancy and giving birth, and then all the food you eat so that you can breastfeed your child, physically your body will change. I don't know if I have explained stuff. Your body will change, stretch marks will come, and the girls might sag and stuff like that. So those are the things, the physical changes that can also come with motherhood. And motherhood can also affect, if it's not well managed, can affect your relationship with your spouse. In some climes, the baby sleeps with the mother in the bed, and the husband is there.
Being ignored.
Some people will say, when the man wants to go to Jerusalem, the child is sitting here. So let's start with the mental health. What would be a coping way that a young mother watching us now, can deal with mental health in motherhood?
Mental health in motherhood, well, when you find yourself overly stressed and you are already in a place where you need your time away from that stress, I think it's time you should take a time off, try and do some bit of self-care. And this is where the husband, is encouraged to try and support.
Yeah.
You know, the women need support more at that time. At every point in time, I'm always for support your wives and support the women. They didn't have this child alone. They need the support. The father should be ever present in the life of the child, even from when he was a baby. I have somebody that argued that, oh, but God made the women carry the pregnancy for a reason, because he feels they have given you the maternal ability to nurture a child. No, I feel the woman might nurture the child or might carry the pregnancy and bring forth the child. But when the child is out of the womb, that child is now both of his responsibility to nurture, because, I mean, nobody brought it from heaven. So feeding the child and everything should be both parties' responsibility. If the wife, you don't have a breast to breastfeed the child, but the mother can express it into a bottle and you feed the child with the breast milk when she needs to rest. If the child is crying, it's not go and meet your mother. Oh, come and carry your baby. He or she is crying. It's you pick up that child and pet that child too. Learn to change diapers and all that will help relieve the mother from mental stress and from physical stress.
Yeah, I think I absolutely agreed with everything Osase, and I want to add that people should ask for help. You might be surprised to know people are willing to help you, but some people do not even know how to approach you. They might think, oh, she doesn't need. So if you think you are overwhelmed, ask for help. It might be from your friends if you don't have families around. It might even be from some of your colleagues, like dropping off the kids for some hours, taking time off. I'm used to having people support me, do things for me. So that's why I always advocate for ask for help, speak out. You'll be surprised at having people. And you talked about the point of being self-aware. I know for mothers, we tend to, from like someone like me, from day one of getting pregnant, I eat a lot. Like, I don't know where that appetite comes out from. And when I also give birth, I continue to eat and I tend to add weight. And just because I'm always self-conscious, I don't want to add weight in no time, but I'm always self-conscious. I wouldn't just keep consuming things just because I know I'm breastfeeding. Yeah. So I watch what I eat. I have my sister-in-law always pets me like her own daughter or sister. Yeah. So when she serves me food, like she wants to give me large pot. Oh, you're breastfeeding. You need to eat. You need to be strong. But most time I tell her, I'm not finishing this. Oh no, I'm not going to finish all this. So just because I know it takes a lot for me to lose some. So I'm always so conscious. So be conscious. Like you have your partner. Remember, someone is admiring you. Someone still think, oh, you are my baby. So just be conscious. Don't just lose a guard just because you are nursing a child. You can still be sexy. You can still look attractive for your spouse, and the love will still remain no matter what number of child you have or you are raising at the time.
Yeah, so it's good because you've even tied into the second one, which is physical. So as you go through motherhood, your body will change. So she has said, be mindful of it. But if you fall in that divide where, oh, you have stretch marks, love on your stretch marks, please. It's not that deep. If you are trying to get to that optimum body size, but it's not, enjoy the journey is what I'm trying to say. Your body might not come back to what it was before you got pregnant. And if that is your story, don't hate yourself for it. Don't stand, because I hear that some women, when they stand, some women don't even look themselves in the mirror because they're like, oh, this is sagging and this is that. They are the marks of what you have carried. So own your stretch marks
with pride.
Wear it with pride and say, oh, I have this stretch mark on my tummy because I have these lovely kids. And then go and wear a corset. So that at least you can still look sexy and appealing in your dress. We want to own our motherhood or our
with pride. Please enjoy yourself.
And our men too should be.
We don't want to look like our husband's mothers.
Yeah.
That's the point I'm making. So own it, whatever you've gone through, but still look fashionable. There are dresses that will hide certain things if you have, excesses here and there. There's fans. Is it what's called spandex?
Spandex.
Use those things and put it together.
Packaging, right? Do the packaging and I'm
snatch your waist.
Yeah.
Because that leads to the other point where I said that motherhood and all the things that come with it can put a dip in your relationship. Because I remember one time when a man was saying that some women will marry their husband. He was using G to describe how big the woman will get. He marries the woman, the man, she's 1G. And then by the time they are like 20 years into the marriage or whatever, she looks like 5G. To the point that people would think she's the man's, so women, package yourself.
But at times it goes, maybe having weight goes beyond childbirth. It might be hormonal imbalance. So I want to add, men should be supportive. No matter the outcome. Fine, you married as someone single. Just remember the reason why she's having that stature or having that loose body. overlook. Just when you, and it's for me, I think it will even be easier to maintain your stature, look good and look sexy if you have the support of your partner. Like someone giving you that vibes, oh, you can do it, oh, you look so, even when he knows within himself encouragement that, oh, she's not the best in the best form or in the best shape. Encourage your spouse, because that child belongs to the two of you.
Okay. Because why you guys see, right? I know it's good to keep yourself fit. If that is your thing, beautiful.
Right.
Please, let's not flog the women that are not. Oh, I understand and appreciate my two partners, what they have said. They are very correct. However, please don't kill yourself. Now, picking you born, keep passing. So please, my own message is to the guys. Okeke has actually said it. If you want your wife in a certain way, then you have to help her. The grass is not greener on the other side because somebody is wetting it, right? So you also support your spouse in supporting the help in the family, in the home and all that. And when you support, you see her looking younger, because even if she tries to snatch and all, if there is stress in the home, she can't remember to do that. She can't have time to go to the salon to make her hair. She can't remember to change her clothes into one lingerie, because she gets home and she's just like, let me get something just comfortable because I have to run around with these kids, right? So it's really telling. So this message is for our guys. If you want your wife to look snatched, if you want her to look young, if you want her to just be as whatever your dream, then you do the work too, so that she looks that way. And whatever, even she doesn't look that way, it could just be her physical morphology. People change and there's nothing they can do about it. Except you want her to go under the knife, which might not be what you want, right? So you have to accept her as she is, love her personality, not just her physical body. Remember, she's the mother of your kids, and 3 people, 2 people, 1 person, 1 child passed through her, and that has changed her body. You didn't carry that pregnancy, she did. So whatever she looks right now, give her time. After a space of 10, 15 years, many women get themselves back because things are balancing out. They are already now in a kind of physical, in a state that they are more comfortable. I mean, my last born is 15 and I am now more comfortable. At that time, the woman now wants to go back into her like sweet 16 state.
So one of those that don't, even at that stage, they are still...
Leave them. They will settle. They will take care of themselves. The most important thing is their personality.
Right.
If they want to be big...
It's not about stature now. Taking care of yourself or your mate. It's not about... You might be... When you see some chubby, like I would want to use that word chubby. Even you that you are slim, you would like... There's some curvy ladies that, in terms of looking, it's not about stature now. It's just about... Because for us, even it happens, like some women will tend to lose guard after giving birth. I'm raising a child. I will call it lose guard.
Well, yes, that's the advice.
It's not about stature now.
Even
if you are wearing boo-boo, you see ladies wearing overflowing gowns and they look prettier than someone wearing skimpy. It's not about... And I would want to also add, there's something like, who your husband is, who your spouse is, you know what they like. If your husband wants you to be sexy, I mean sexy, wear sexy. Because you know each other before you got married. Don't now get married. Don't start wearing sexy. He saw you wearing sexy. You got married and you lose guard. That's always my word. If he wants a wife that is like be that kind of woman, as long as you don't have a second eye that you are trying to please outside.
Keep yourself.
Keep yourself. Whatever. If your husband wants you on low cuts, well, fine. It's not your Lord. It's not your God. But we still need this marriage.
Make your partner happy. Well, on both sides, true. So as the husband is also supporting you, we're also advocating that women, you too, try and package yourself, put yourself together, so that once you see you're getting stressed, like Isa said, self-care. Try and do some self-care. Don't forget yourself, even for your own peace of mind, not even for your husband.
Whatever self-care can be anything. If it's maybe buying yourself a little gift, buying yourself a nice perfume. So
take yourself out, go to restaurants.
Little things that
I like window shopping. So at that time, I go, even if I'm not buying a pin, I just go into lovely shops, enter a nice mall, and I'll just look at lovely things, have a nice time, 30 minutes, 1 hour, 1.5. Then I come back to my reality, right? And then, because sometimes you're overwhelmed with housework. Running after the kids.
You just want some. So it's very important, ladies. You have to self-care. You have to show yourself love enough so that you can be able to show love to everybody in the home, your kids and your husband, most especially. So we would also like to hear how do you self-care? I know of a friend that tells me that, although that's not a good one though, she said her own self-care is she would just buy chocolates, different types of chocolates. But for her, that's how she would deal with her stress. So whatever you do, just remember that you need to be healthy to be able to take care of your family. And for us to wrap up, we'll just have final words and then we'll call it a day.
Self-care. Hang out with your friends, with ladies. That's one of the like just to ease yourself of that stress.
Yes. Plan your life, plan your time. If you need to take a trip for, once in a while, please take a trip and love on yourself.
So you've heard it from the ladies. Self-care, love yourself so that you can love on your family. Motherhood is beautiful. From us here, remember, life is for the living. Bye for now.